Hello. As you can see, this is part of our intermittent celebrity edition of the Friendlyjordies podcast, where sometimes we have somebody of note. Very rarely. Today is one of those rare exceptions, as we have the one, the only Merrick Watts sitting around. We're very happy to have him here as well.
Great
so happy. There he is right there in the flesh.
I too am also surprised that I've managed in my career to make it all the way to this incredibly creepy abode.
How you feeling?
I do feel like, look, I mean, I've always wanted to experience what it'd be like to be a hostage. This is it. So, this is it. Mum, thank you. And you've been wonderful. Daddy loved you.
We'll take you out the special room later.
Those of you at home, as soon as Merrick walked in, he hasn't stopped roasting Jordan and everyone around him for even 2 minutes. He's just been paying out Jordan nonstop.
Finally, he gets his comeuppance. He needs it. It's good to hear.
Because you're all stoned. You just and if you're not, what is wrong with you? Like, have you got to the point where you've found a way to get high from 2-minute noodles?
It feels
that way. You've discovered a way to make it a drug out of 2-minute noodles. Smoke it, eat it, shelve it. I don't know. You've done something with Maggi packaging that nobody else has thought of.
Post SAS Merrick is such a hard ass.
I'd love to say I've
just wakes up at 4 a.m. voluntarily now. Walks in, it's just like, you're really wasting your lives away, aren't you, boys? You're just really pathetic, isn't it?
That's pretty much what I've
stern
done.
talk.
Just going down to your local cafe, you're like, you call this coffee?
Oh, it's great to be here. Thank you.
No, dude, thanks for coming. I'm starstruck, so...
All right, well, that was a short interview. That was fun.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. It was really fun.
Would you guys like me to stir the show for you? And I'll just take the wheel and
we don't.
Right?
If you would.
This is how.
You were born to do it. Yeah. You may as well.
I already feel like there's a professional here. I mean, this is our regular, viewing. We just kind of roll with it, say some dumb shit. Dead air isn't a problem on this podcast. We embrace dead air. That's the whole vibe.
The thing is, both of these guys, I don't know if you can tell, particularly him, are way too starstruck. Usually that doesn't happen. So the conversation...
Not particularly him.
What do you mean?
Well,
he's a poser. He didn't listen to Merrick and Rosso on Triple J.
I didn't.
I was there from the beginning.
I'll be honest, I didn't know you were on Triple J.
And unlike his mum, my mum hated you. And I listened anyway. And I'll be honest, mostly to piss her off, but we went through it, and I got to say, it was something. I know you've probably heard this 1,000 times before, but you really did, as the podcast that you were just off suggest, change the game. It was incredible to listen to a podcast. Jesus fuck, the time that we're in. A radio show where, as you were saying before, you did not care that you were on radio.
No.
What the hell was that? How did you strike that?
I think
you just genuinely did it.
I think it was a part to do with the time and the era of radio, and partly to do with mine and Rosso's attitudes. Like we started as stand-up comedians, so excuse me, doing radio was just like a job that you did.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like we were like growing up going, want to do radio, it's everything. So by the time we got to radio, it's just like, oh yeah, we'll just do this thing and see how it goes.
Yeah,
so we never really cared about it. Plus, by the time we got to Triple J, I'd managed to shut down the radio station, actually turn off the entire network. I broke a radio station and turned it off. So
our favourite moment.
This is legendary, by the way. Jordan has told me this many times, and I've listened to that.
This is the whole thing. I was there. He's just got the fucking CD that he still listens to, by the way. It's still in his car.
I've still got it.
Well, it's like, it's like JFK. Everyone was there when he was shot.
That was my 9/11 moment. What year are we talking? I wasn't awake for that.
What year are we talking? How old are you, 5, Jordan?
It was, I think that was 1999 or 2000.
Fuck, so you're like 10. All right.
Yeah. And just to let you know, that was the moment that my mum turned and was like, all right, I'm sold. And then, much like me just ramming Eminem down her throat for years, at one point she was like, okay, I get the bad boy image, and she just went with it.
Marshall Mathers from there on.
Marshall Mathers of Australian Drive.
Bad boys. But that fucking clip is incredible, because it's just like, because Jordan showed it to me, and it's like, it seems like it's basically like, what happens if you touch this red button? Don't touch the button, and then you press it, and then your producer's just like, oh no, we've gone too far. No, this isn't funny. And then you were like,
no, not just that, swearing at them on air. This was before swearing was acceptable.
Wait,
it was
who was
just
your producer?
5 minutes of the producer being like, "You fucking idiot! What the fuck is wrong with you?"
The producer was like, "What the fuck have you done?" Was that?
So what happened, right? Is we're in the studios at the ABC in Ultimo in Sydney, and there was near the door. There's like a big red lever, like a Clipsal switch, and it says very clearly, it's red, and it says very clearly, "Do not turn off." And just during the conversation, I said, "I'm going to turn off the studio." I don't know why. I can't even remember how the conversation about it. And Rosso just said, "Okay, well then do it then." And I went, "Well, I'm going to." And he goes, "We'll do it then." And I went, "Well, I'm going to." And I just walked over to the door and I turned the switch off, and the entire studio just went completely black. Not a light on, nothing. Except what we didn't realise is there was a backup safety mechanism built into Triple J and into the ABC that if power went down, it would freeze the last thing playing. So if it was a CD, which we used to play in those days, it would freeze that track, like that would still be open channel. Everything, all the other channels would go dead, and it would take, because we had the mics on, that was the last thing on, so that it froze the mics on. But all the studio lights were dead, including the on-air lights. So we thought we were off air. So that's why they started swearing at me, because they thought we were off air. And so did I. I was the only one who didn't swear. I was the only person in that moment who didn't call me a fuckhead.
Yes. And you were very pleased with yourself.
In hindsight, I was. I don't appreciate that sort of language.
Was there any stress on your end? Or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Breaking a radio station.
I don't know
How much are they worth? They're worth millions of dollars, and I shut it down. And no one knew where we were, because we were broadcasting from like an ancillary studio as part of the ABC. We weren't in the regular Triple J studio. So when we went off air, and the entire country live now, everyone was synced up, and everybody around the country could hear the producer and Rosso just yelling at me and swearing at me, but no one knew where we were, so they couldn't tell us to shut up. And we didn't have mobile phones in the studio in those days, so everyone was just going. We just went to air for, I don't know, like minutes, where it was just this conversation was all going to air until somebody ran in and just went, "You are a fucking idiot." And I went, "You're the third person. There's only 4 of us in here, and you're the third person to say that."
Yeah, what is this bash on
It's
Merrick
always been
Day?
contextualised by the fact that when he came into the studio off air, he said to us, "I think I've got ADHD." And it just makes so much sense.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Upon entering.
Yeah, upon entering.
Join
And
the
then,
club.
of course, this is like, you don't need to take the test. You just see a button that says, "Don't turn off." You're like,
Yeah.
go straight for it, impulsively.
Yeah, I'll turn
and
it
then
off.
make one of the most magical moments. That's a moment that really did bring Australia together. I swear.
Yeah,
it
at
did.
what point did you realize that you've just created radio history?
Pretty much straight away. I just went, I don't reckon that one's going to go missing. I reckon the bosses will clock that. And it was funny, because at the time I went, like so many times I went, "Oh, I reckon we're in trouble here." But I was just like, these things happen. And everyone's like, "Those things don't happen, Merrick." And then straight away, this is the great thing about Triple J in those days, is that the calls started coming through like immediately. Just lit up, the desk lit up with phone calls of saying, "That is the greatest thing in the world. Can you do it again?" It's like, do it again. Do it again. You should turn off the radio station all the time. I go, "What would you listen to, mate, if we turned it off?" So it was. We realised pretty quickly that it had a funny impact, but it was certainly an impulsive moment.
Yes.
That's
Now, was this
amazing.
that station manager? I remember years ago listening to an interview of you two saying that at your time at Triple J, there was a station manager that would always come up to you and say, "Yeah, great show, boys, great show." And he obviously hadn't listened to the show
Never
at
listened.
all. Never listened once.
Never listened.
Was that another example
There was
where it's
heaps
just
of
like,
times.
"Tip-top show, boys," and didn't know that?
Hey, boys, I heard you got lots of calls in today. That's fantastic. Keep up the great work. I really enjoyed today's show. It's good. You didn't hear the bit where I smashed it in half. You didn't hear the bit where I broke the radio station. Okay, sure. There's a bit of that.
Was that like a show manager, the owner? How does because that's a government station. How does that work?
Ida Buttrose was furious. She wasn't in the position at the time, but she rang
She
us
retrospectively reprimanded you 20 years later.
That would have been the station manager. You had a program manager and a station manager, and they were pretty cool, actually. They were pretty easygoing, but
Right.
because it was Triple J, so it was pretty low stakes. But, even those days, there was like protocols and stuff like that. But then everything about Triple J was pretty cash.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I don't know what it's like now. I've got no idea, but
Doesn't seem pretty casual
they're not
anymore.
shutting down
Doesn't
the
seem like
fucking
a
station
Merrick and Rosso
live, I'll tell
vibe.
you
Yeah,
that.
it doesn't feel like that.
it feels very different to when Rosso and I were there. That's for sure. Like I can't speak to what it's like in there culturally, but it feels when I listen to it, it sounds very, very different to when we were there.
Yeah,
Very different.
yeah. But I think that you kind of defined the sound of Triple J.
Well,
that was the era.
We brought Bogan, is what we brought.
Exactly.
It's 100%.
Yeah, I know.
The reason why I think Merrick and Rosso were a success on Triple J is because we had no idea what we were doing and everyone gravitated towards that. We had absolutely no clue as to how well we were rating. I remember one of the station bosses came in and said, "You've just got number 1 in Perth." And I went, "Unreal. What do we do now? Do I have a violet crumble? Where to from here? Your move, chess player. I don't understand what that means." Like, I looked at him as if to
It's
say,
like chess, mate. Crunchy.
it's just like, "What's that?
Mate,
What
one
even
moment
is that?"
Yeah.
So the entire time we worked there, they have 8 ratings periods a year. I did not look at one. I never looked at the ratings until I got to commercial radio. I had no idea.
This is so inspiring because like we just mentioned, we were just talking before we started, and like to tie into what we were saying, it's like, and Jordan, everyone would agree with this, like good art, good comedy you cannot have fear underlying that. You can't have fear and like sort of you have to literally not give a shit. That's what makes things interesting.
That's why podcasts work.
I've got a question. So, when you reached a point where you knew that you were rating well and you're number 1 in Perth, and now, there's these demands that you've got to regulate your behavior. How did you deal with that? Did you do it, or you kept going?
No.
You didn't do it.
No. There was no regulation of behaviour.
That's fucking
It was
amazing.
like that I wouldn't have even been able to put those 2 words in the same sentence. Regulation of behaviour. 2 things I'm not good at.
I'm just saying, all your career is undiagnosed ADHD. That's really what's happening here.
Yeah. I'm 51 years of age. What's that? Look younger than Kerrod. Yes, I do.
I was literally going to say,
It does too.
You
Now
look
that I'm
younger
thinking
than
about
all
it.
of
Yeah,
us. You look younger than all of us.
That's because I'm
Kerrod looks like your dad, really.
That's because you munters sit around smoking cones. I'm getting up at 5 a.m. and crashing the world. So, I get back to your point. I think it's fear is the killer of creativity. It really is, and I think that institutions forget that by managing and over managing and having too many opinions and too many filters and too many requirements, that what they do is they actually just creators are fragile people. And what they want to do is they want their creativity as a form of comfort, and if you remove the comfort or remove the creativity, it tips out of balance.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, too many institutions just don't regulate their behaviour in that way, which they should. That's a callback to a joke that we made earlier about regulating behaviour.
Right, okay, yeah.
A sharper witch would pick
He's
that.
a fucking pro.
A sharper witch would get that.
And you're
He's
getting
still
it.
got it. He's still got it.
Karen's laughing.
Karen's the sharpest here.
Which just says at any stage this place could burn down.
You have no
There's
idea.
a terrarium in here, for Christ's sake. I don't know how many times I need to say that to you guys. There's a terrarium.
You have to say it
In
once.
here.
You do need to remind us more.
You
That is
got to bring
horrible.
out the snake at this point.
I can't. He's in behind. It's too
You have to
possible.
bring
Snake in there?
Yeah, there's a
What
snake
else
in
is
there.
going to be in there?
A lizard?
Yeah, you guess
A
so. Yeah,
frog?
you're right. Yeah, snake's worse. You're right. Snake's
Why have you
way
got a
worse.
snake? Clearly now I can surmise from the situation that I'm in, there has not been a female in this apartment.
Pegged us too hard. No.
Jordan has his own impediment that might suggest such his own impediment starting with A that suggests his own sort of additions to the flat. But
Yeah, I've got ADHD too. Yeah, that's the one.
right.
Yeah, who hasn't? It's
Yeah.
like that's what
Yeah.
when comedians go, "I've got ADHD." I go, "We all have." What are you talking about? It's like the entry card.
Yeah, no, I think it took like a year or 2 of paying out Jordan for his like quirks, and then we can't keep going. So it's nice for you to bring it back and just be like, hey, mate.
Especially for me, that's the good one.
Yeah,
It brings me back to the glory
appreciate-
days. Thank you. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Because, we forgot. You forget about the furniture
It's
and
just
stuff.
weird when you read somebody, right? Because I always do a bit of research. And for something like Jordan, it's political lefty, extreme lefty, lefty this and political, savant, whatever they would refer to you as. And then you come here and there's a terrarium. And you go, what are you doing with your life?
Oh, no.
Like it's serial killer
You're the
checkbox around here.
You're the
It really
dad he
is.
never had, right? Well, you had a dad, but you're the
Yeah, I
dad.
had a dad. That was fine.
You're the dad.
The point is, I don't need two dads.
I think you
No,
do.
no.
Okay, all right, yeah. I think, actually, yeah, you are right. Yeah, it is
Dude.
fucked. Yeah, absolutely.
What about the aquarium? Do you think that's less offensive?
Oh no, the aquarium's like entry level creep. It's like, shit, man, it's like-
Aquarium's taking it up a notch, isn't it?
Yeah.
You
That's
brought
like
the creepiness to land,
Yeah.
our territory.
That's like Baker's Delight. Like it's accessible. You got you can. It's pretty. It's public facing.
It's food.
It's
It's
all
fu-
right. Yeah, it's
it's-
fish. It's fish. When you've got a snake in an apartment. You've given up a piece of your angel. You really have. There's something inside you has died.
There's a darkness
and you're
there.
trying to
Especially
fill it
when
with a reptile.
sometimes it escapes. And
That would not help.
Tell Merrick that you lost a giant snake in Bondi, which
You
is
did.
just out about in Bondi.
You did.
now.
You got to say it.
yeah, that's the long and the short of it. That's what happened.
Did you get it back?
No.
No, what?
Yeah,
I went out. I was just like, oh, he probably wants to go out because I wanted to exercise or whatever. I went
You
and
think
took
he
a
wants to
shit,
go
and then I
walking?
forgot, and then I walked back into the room and he fucked off. And I don't know where he is now.
He's unleashing wild snakes into Bondi.
I can't believe that.
You're really reconsidering coming on this pod now.
I am.
Yeah, why did you come?
Yeah, this is a question. Why the fuck did you
Yeah,
come?
why did
You
you-
have
because it's
better
like-
things to do. You're like
is
a
a
millionaire.
fucked pod.
What are you doing here?
This is bad.
You sure?
Like, I'm sorry for you, dude. I'm sorry.
I did think it was going to be fun. I thought, it's just weird. It just feels like I'm 20 again with all my mates. And I'm just looking around going, oh, we're all going to progress. We're all going to grow. And then I'm looking at this going, oh, no, this is what happens if you don't.
This is what happens if you fuck up. We're 35. This is what happens. Yeah.
Oh, my
You didn't have to
God.
tell him that.
You didn't know that? You didn't know that? I thought he knew.
It makes it so much funnier.
I thought he knew. Oh, he's like,
25. I thought you guys were like 25. I was like, oh my
No.
God. 35.
we
that
should
is-
have kids.
You should.
So you're sitting there paying me out about a lefty. This is what happens when you have an ear of people that like poo-poo trades, you know? Like we just never got one.
This is,
and
this is what happens if you were raised by fucking what? Cheese TV.
Oh
And
my
YouTube.
God.
And you're to blame as well.
Oh,
you're
you're
part
to
of that
fucking
mix.
blame too. You're
Yeah.
to fucking blame too. Your radio show did not help
100%.
us progress into the
That's
proper
how you
fucking
succeed in
adults.
life. Deliberately trying to fail at your job. That's how you do it. Like that is deeply embedded in my being
Yeah,
now.
dude. We actually had, believe it or not, and this is a good tie-in. It was a different life, but I lived. Do you know where Lithgow is?
Yeah, let's go out near towards Bathurst on the other side of the Blue
Yeah,
Mountains.
fucking oath. Yeah, so
that's where they make the guns.
That's right. So I lived out there with my ex, and we had like a restaurant. I'm just gonna give you my life story here. Anyway, that's not that
You
important.
had a restaurant at Lithgow.
Yeah. It's still functioning. It's still
So good.
It's still
So good. It was a chicken
is why
shop.
I'm here.
You know what we wanted to call it?
I had a chicken shop in
Merrick,
Lithgow.
you know what we wanted to call it? We like pestered his wife. It like kind of caused their breakup. We wanted to call the fucking chicken shop General Miss Loves Operation Chicken.
That's
and
what
they
we
wouldn't
wanted
let
to
us
call it.
fucking do it.
It's yeah.
And so to this day, it's
little-
called something
yeah, it's a
stupid
little
like
bit-
chicken and chips.
It's a little bit. It's a bit of a spaz idea, I'd say. It's not an unreasonable thing to say. That's somewhat of a spaz idea. That my very serious ex business partner was like, "That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard." But I kind of what's it called again? The fast fox and the blue fox. There's two. Anyway,
Yeah,
long
yeah.
story short,
Just in case you're ever in Lithgow,
drop in,
Merrick.
drop in.
Yeah, there you go.
I am, but I've can't say that I've eaten.
Go to the go to the blue fox next time. Don't go to the Macca's.
No, I won't.
Okay,
I
good.
won't.
Thank
Under
you.
High recommendation of a local.
Merrick Watts is going to my ex restaurant. But anyway,
Yeah, okay.
so I was there, living my life. For some reason, the aquarium and the thingy, whatever the fuck that thing's called,
It's a
explains
terrarium.
it. Terrarium. That'll explain it more. But he decided to move in to Lithgow
Yeah.
voluntarily. I didn't really have a choice.
Yep.
So he moved into like my cupboard, basically. Long story short, we got a job at the local radio station called Move FM.
Oh,
Completely through Jordan's fame, I would say. And
What a
we
stupid time that was.
we fucking
Yeah.
loved it. And if I may say so, I think we were definitely channeling a bit of your, Nova days.
Yeah, maybe unfortunately not the ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the ratings
all
are
listeners at all.
All listeners.
Yeah.
But there was some choice cuts, to use the right terminology. The 9/11 call-in was good.
Did you enjoy it?
Loved it.
Yeah, it was great. It was
Loved
the best.
What
Honestly,
years
radio
was
is a much better medium
This
than
is like
podcasting.
4 years ago.
4 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
And what happened there? Why didn't that work out?
Because, you know, like when he
This is
shut
the
down the
chicken
radio
shop?
station, they didn't see this as some ratings-winning gag. They saw it as like,
That's literally what
They saw it as a firebomb. They're like, you firebombed the station. No, I'm shutting it down. Merrick did it.
serious business liability.
I fucked it up. I don't know what happened. What happened was we had this producer who we called Broomhead because, you know, head like a broom, and he fucked off for a while, and then I think he came back and we're like, who are these two clowns? And we were running the show like we owned the place, and then there was a minor inconvenience. Like I think I might have shut down the station, but it was somewhat minor.
That's great.
And then he let us go. He was just like, "You're done."
How come you're not rich?
I don't know, but it was so fun.
Can you imagine how many reptiles you own right now? I like how both of you said, like, your first thing was like, we're 35, we should have kids now. Going, dude, just start with a mammal.
That's a good start. You're right.
Just move off
It
reptiles.
I don't think babies can eat once a month. We're gonna figure this out.
Yeah, true. Fuck.
Hey boys, who's thirsty?
Yeah,
I want to
me.
have some drinks.
All right, with
We're not here for the flog, but
Yes,
sure.
we are.
No, we are.
yes,
Flog
we
it.
are, we are.
Come on,
Open it up, please.
give us the spiel, bro. Come on. 10,000 people are gonna see this.
That many?
Nah, probably. I don't know.
I was going to say it's not that many.
More
than that. It's like 11. No, it's great. So yeah, I invented a drink. I invented a drink called Posca Hydrate, and it's based on an ancient Roman formula. It's 2,500 years old, and it hasn't been made in this format.
Oh hell yeah,
Are
man!
you joking?
No, I'm not
Are you
joking.
fucking serious?
I made it.
And this is yuzu. I'm keen as fuck.
Hang on, how did you get this ancient Roman recipe?
So during lockdown, right? Not even kidding. 3.5 years I've been working on this.
Are you
And
serious?
Yeah, it's only just been launched.
Dude, it should have your fucking face on it. What's this shit?
Nah, we want to sell them, bro. We want to sell them.
Fair enough.
Looks way better than Prime.
Oh, fuck that
So
shit.
it's
Look, I'll give you the smell test. It's better than Prime.
Yeah.
Already. But
Well,
go on.
It's
Look at
got
all
no
these-
artificial ingredients, no artificial colours, no
Yep.
sugar.
Dude,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah, Bailey.
This is hipster friendly. It's got the whole fucking all the ticks and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. It's completely good for you. It's like it's a hydration drink, so it's got electrolytes, but it
Red
doesn't have
wine
any bad
vinegar?
stuff.
Whole can
Yes.
only 50 calories.
No, 13 calories, bro. Your kilojoules.
Fuck. Wait, cheers.
Calories.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Sorry,
13 calories.
12.
Yes, I think you
12.
know his drink. Yeah, like, you don't have to fact check him on it. This thing that you've held in your hands for
Holy
20
shit, that's
seconds.
I was
Fucking good,
literally
man.
reading
Like
the
that?
label.
And it's got a tiny bit of that vinegary tang, like
Yeah.
kombucha.
So
This
what-
is good.
Yeah, it does.
This is good. This is
Fuck
actually
me,
pretty
this is good. What the hell? Merrick Watts made a drink
Yeah, man.
company thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gatorade cross kombucha. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Can we
So-
just get it at like normal?
Yeah, service
grocery
stations
stores?
and service stations and convenience stores at the moment, and then we'll just kind of roll it out and see how it goes. But it's a completely unique drink. So during lockdown, this won't surprise you, somebody with undiagnosed ADHD doesn't like spending too much time with their family. So he went away, and he's talking about himself in the third person now. I went away, and I was doing some wine research because I'm a qualified wine expert as well. And
Wait. Hold your horses. You're a sommelier.
I'm a sommelier, yeah.
Where do you have time to do this shit?
Oh, mate, you make time by getting up at 5 a.m., boys.
Fuck that. Not worth it.
You know what I'm doing? Not wasting my time cleaning a fucking terrarium. I'm researching and reading.
He's
Don't
never
put the
cleaned
scenario on
it.
us. It's his. It's his.
Yeah, clearly.
And he's never cleaned it. Don't worry.
No, I can tell because the snake's left.
Again.
Thought you could get away.
The snake's ironically done a runner and it has no legs.
World's fastest snake.
It's terrifying that there's a snake in here. Like, it's put me at ill at ease. I'm
Hey,
not
you
going
want to
to
hear
lie.
something even better? Sometimes the fish jump out and kill themselves.
They will. They definitely would. Yeah. Maybe there's
And
snakes in
then
there.
we make him eat it for no reason
I don't
whatsoever.
Eat it, but they try to get me to eat it.
You ate the fossilized one.
I didn't. I think I licked it.
No, for radio you did. Anyway, it doesn't
I licked
matter.
it. I licked it.
Yeah, he's ashamed of himself now, but he did do it.
Hey, I want to hear about
Shambles
what's
of the
his fucking life.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You want to
cunts.
change the subject, dude?
Yeah, I
Alright.
do. So you're a sommelier. That's insane.
So, yeah.
What's your favorite?
I'm a qualified sommelier, and I've got what they call a Westset Level 3 which is international standard, and I'm a wine judge as well.
This is
And
bullshit. Not fair, man. I'm a loser. That's a winner. Loser, winner.
it's the only reason I came here is to make you guys feel bad. It's the only reason.
I feel like
I've been hanging out with high performers recently, and man, they are bringing me down. Jordan, they're bringing me down. I spoke to a guy yesterday. He gets up at like 3:30 in the morning. I'm going, you're killing me, mate. You're making me feel bad. You're not going to do. Friendlyjordies.
you're like, I need to feel better about myself.
Wait, so what is your entrepreneur day like? You wake up at 4 a.m.
No, I get up at between 4:30 and 5 in the morning.
You
And
gotta
then,
stop that. Fucking hell.
Nah, man, it's unreal. It's the best. Get up in the morning, and I typically I'll have hydration. So I'll have some water, or I'll have some super greens or something like that. Then I'll meditate, and then after I meditate, then I'll take the dog for a walk with my wife, and we watch the sunrise because it's always good for you to catch the sunrise, get motivation. Then I come back after walking the dog, and then I'll do some heavy exercise. I'll go for a run, or I'll do weights or whatever, and then I start my day by about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Start work, get into it.
I don't.
Yeah, but I go to bed at like
Terry,
7:30.
can you put
Oh,
one of
do you?
those Sigma male beats
Well, I
on the
mean, if-
background of that and make it?
Yeah,
It just sounds way less Boston Australian accent. Then I take the dog for
If
a
Miss
walk.
Love and I did that, we'd need to go to bed after the exercise. We're like, all right,
Oh,
that's
dude,
it.
it's not fair. You can't
Wrap
be-
up for the
you can't
day.
be like, like funny and successful and like fit and shit. It's not
Yeah,
fair.
how does that
You're
work?
like Dave Grohl, you play drums and guitar.
Yeah, man. I'm like Dave Grohl. That was such... I've never thought of myself as Dave Grohl, but now that you've said it...
Now that you mention
I
it.
feel like I'm really comfortable
Without
with
the
that
adultery. Without the adultery, though.
Yeah, oh, no way. No way. No, you've not met my missus.
When did this start, this routine? Surely you weren't doing this when we were in high school when you were on Nova.
No, man, I was a mess.
Okay,
I was
good.
worse than you guys.
Really?
No. I take that back. That was inaccurate.
So fucking harsh. Fuck. I'm getting roasted hard by this is amazing.
But this is what you want from
No,
me.
of course
Yeah,
it
of
is.
course.
This is what you want.
My high school kid is just like, it's just so funny that for so long I was listening to the car being like, what a king. And then now fast forward 15 years, like, you're a fucking pathetic dog, aren't you? You really are. I'm just like, it's fine because I still love you, mate. I still love you.
I was like, when I was young, like when I was at 25 and I was at Triple J, Rosso and I would be out drinking 3-4 nights a week. We were drinking. I used to smoke a pack of darts almost a day, like a daily. I'd smoke darts.
Yeah.
Smoke tips. I wasn't into pot and drugs and stuff like that. It was just, it didn't agree with me. But I loved alcohol and I loved cigarettes, and I just thought that was the best. And Rosso and I, when we were at the Jays, and even when we were still working at Nova, we'd go out like on a Tuesday. Rosso would ring me up and just go, come to the pub, and we'd just go to the pub and just drink schooners, just drink heaps of schooners.
So good.
All right, well, can you just
first.
settle something that I had a bet with my mum when I was 8 years old then? I remember one day, it was like a Monday. It was the beginning of the week. It had to have been. And then they said, Merrick and Rosso aren't in today because they had a Chico roll eating contest on the weekend. And we thought, this has to be code for they were plastered and they're too fucking hungover to come to work.
That is 100% the truth.
What?
Yeah. I think I remember that.
Shit.
Yeah, I think I had a bender. I think seriously, I think that might have been around the time of my 30th or something like that, and we had just like a 3-day drinking session. It was just disgusting.
Really?
Yeah, just heaps of booze, lots of booze.
How did you get through it? Because I'd imagine that breakfast radio would be extremely demanding, and then you're putting that on your body.
Yeah, look,
Push through.
You know what's interesting? We didn't take days off. We would never ring in sick. I would go like a year, 2 years without having a sick day. Easy, no problem. So Rosso was the same.
Yeah.
We loved it. We loved the job. So we'd loved radio, and we loved being on air, and we loved each other. We loved spending time with each other. So it was like, even if you were a crook, you still went to work and you just get through, and then you go home.
It's fun.
So it was always fun. And like the other thing too is that, Rosso and I talk about some of the funniest stuff we ever did that we think is funny, the stuff that we truly loved. We were so hungover. Like, we would just go into the studios and we would be so hungover from drinking, and then we would just say the craziest shit. It's just so crazy.
Yeah.
It'd just be crazy, but it would be funny. We'd crack each other up, and then by 9:30 a.m. we would be asleep on the floor.
Yes.
Can I make an observation, right? Do you think, would you agree with this? Like, I feel like you guys, like Merrick and Rosso was the first show, because everyone in a pub in Australia, fucking 80% of them are hilarious. Just blokes in a pub in Australia. They're like funnier than half the people on fucking TV. I feel like you guys were the first kind of Aussie blokes from the pub that were just put on radio, and that's why it was so good. Like, we all have mates that are like, you go to the pub with your mates and you're just like dying of laughter, and you're like, fucking hell, you should be on stage, you should be on radio. And then, I'm not saying everyone in radio is terrible now, but do you get what I'm saying? You brought it down to earth, where it was like the Aussie spirit of like larrikin, not taking yourselves too seriously, clearly not taking the job seriously, shutting down the fucking station.
Yeah.
Don't you reckon? That's gold.
I think what it was, Rosso and I have talked about it. We've kind of identified what we think it might have been. Is that we were quite suburban, right? In a time when, and it still is. There's a lot of people like really kind of inner city cool vibes on radio, right? Rosso and I weren't cool. We were so uncool that people thought we were cool. And we're going, we're not cool. We really are this shit.
Okay, right. And they were just like, I see what you're doing, like a Bogan Chic kind of thing. You're making a parody of
irony.
it.
Yeah. People thought we were doing
that's what I'm doing, yeah.
They go, no, we really are from the suburbs, and I really did pour petrol down a bull ant's nest and set fire to it because I thought it'd be funny. How's that not funny? How's that not funny? So what happened is a lot of, particularly in the regional areas with Triple J, a lot of young people connected to that kind of, suburban connection of, my dad has also done something dumb with a lawnmower kind of stuff, and my dad's also fallen off the roof, and my mum does also to make the worst casserole. There's a lot of connectivity to average Australian families, no matter what their background was. It was actually about the burbs. It was about the suburbs. It wasn't about backgrounds as much as place. And I found that, and I still find this today, there's a lot of broadcasters going, it's like, so I went to a venue last night. I was like, really good because they had some beat poetry. And I'm just going, you're so relatable. That's me. I love beat poetry. I live in Surrey Hills and love beat poetry. You are talking to everyone when you say that.
I love going to Fitzroy and Smith Street and nowhere else.
Yeah, I just saw a really cool band last night. Somebody in Bundaberg, Queensland, going, that's me too. I also went to Red Rooster. Did you say Red Rooster? You said cool venue. I think it was the relatable stuff that worked.
Some dude just like red burnt as a lobster in northern Queensland, being like, yeah, Fitzroy's got you.
Wait, how did you break through if you weren't inner city, suburban, and as you say, not cool in your own perception? How did you break into radio?
It's long story short. Rosso and I were doing a comedy festival show.
Can I just ask, did you guys meet him? You guys are both from Melbourne?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, different parts of Melbourne.
So you met there?
Sides. Yeah, so Rosso came to... I used to go and see Rosso's band, right? Just to go right back. Rosso had a band called Black Rose, right?
Fuck, he is Russell Crowe. He just is Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
He fucking looks like him. He's got a band.
He's so much like Russell Crowe. He can impersonate Russell. It's incredible.
He fucking is. He's his brother.
Yeah. They're twins, but in that Danny DeVito under Schwarzenegger kind of way.
And Rosso is
so true.
Arnie.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Well, that's went without saying.
Sorry, I'm wasting time.
Yeah.
So Rosso's band.
Please, yeah.
Rosso had a band. I used to go and see his band play. It was really funny. Like, I thought they were a comedy piss take band, and I thought that was so funny. They're called Black Rose. Right. And then I met him at the Esplanade when I was doing stand up, and he was doing a gig there, and we just hit it off because I was a fan of his work, and I don't think he'd met anybody else who was. And so he was like, "Oh, that's funny. Rosso would like that joke."
Wait, we're too dumb. It's gone over.
I'll slow it down a little bit.
You've established that we're stone slackers. Just
I feel like I'm on warp speed.
Yep.
And you guys are pushing.
And we're Apollo 11.
You guys are pushing the little trolleys you see at Bunnings that have got the little flag at the top. That's you guys.
I actually got a tattoo of that on my arm.
Yeah. We're doing the streaming we're streaming generation. Our content lasts 10 hours, so we have to pace ourselves. You can't go all in.
You have to waste energy.
Yeah,
like,
don't use a
3-minute
break.
break. You don't need to do that, man.
Half of our content is the camera focused on us sleeping.
Yeah, right. That's fair. Look, I mean, you've got a lot
Yeah, no,
of
this
stuff
is
to
weird.
do
This
today.
is the longest we've ever gone without commenting on a YouTube video. Yeah.
Let's comment on a YouTube video. But you know what? You don't need a YouTube video because you've got a terrarium, which is basically like a live version of YouTube.
It is half a YouTube, isn't it?
We've considered it too. But you used to go and see the band.
The Esplanade in St Kilda, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's right.
a sick venue.
And that was one of the kind of meccas for stand-up in Melbourne at the time.
Right. Yeah.
And we became mates, and Rosso came to my 21st. It was like, it was pretty funny. And
You
then
the same age?
No, Rosso's 2 years older than me.
Oh, right, okay.
3 years older than me.
Right.
And then we did a comedy festival show for the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. We decided to write a show, and I'd done a comedy festival show before that. And then
Wait, you were doing stand-up at this time regularly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was 20 when I started doing stand-up, and I reckon, and I met Rosso when I was 20. And then we just decided we would put on a show. So we just sat around like this, like, what Ashley's fancies this, a lot less fancy than this. We sat around in his lounge room and just went, all right, what do we want to do? And we just talked about funny ideas, just things that we thought were funny. And then we went and put on a comedy festival show, and some people at Triple J had heard about it, and they said, come down and have a chat on the radio. And we met a guy called Francis Leach, who was a broadcaster at Triple J, and he put us on the show, and some people heard us on the show, and they said to come back and go on this other show, and we went on Drive, and then we just kind of became regulars. And then in a very short period of time, we were filling in doing Sundays. We're doing a Sunday afternoon program called Hair of the Dog, which made total sense to the pair of munters that we were.
Yeah, totally.
And
was that on Nova already?
No, this is on Triple J.
Triple J.
Sorry.
This is like 98.
Right.
And then 99, they put us into Drive. We'd had very little. We'd had 8 weeks of part-time experience, and they put us straight into the Drive seat in 1999.
Wow, that's crazy. Just
Yeah,
one
it's insane.
year.
Not even. We'd done 8 shows.
Well, you
8 filling
clearly,
shows.
from the get-go, were doing really well for them.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I think we didn't know. Like, we loved Triple J. We thought it was great. So, like, we were really happy being there. Like, when we walked into Triple J, we're like, fuck, we're at Triple J. And we work here. I've got a pass. But you know what the funny thing is? It was the first real job Rosso and I had ever had.
That's
Right.
We had never had a real full-time, proper, real job where you got paid, all the benefits that you would get, super and all that sort of stuff. We'd never had that. Sick leave, none of that stuff. We'd had no job that had ever given us that security. So we had security and we had free reign. And it was just like, let's just push the needle. But we were very disciplined. We used to get into work at between 9 and 10 a.m. in the morning. And I remember when we first started, somebody said to us, "Oh, what are you guys doing here?" And we go, "We're doing Drive." And they went, "Yeah, but what are you doing here in the morning?" And we went, "Getting ready to do Drive." And they went, because they'd never seen anybody come in that early.
Oh, so you were prepping by it.
Yeah, man.
Fuck.
Yeah, because we loved it. We loved the
You had to
process.
sink some beers in the morning, eh?
We weren't that bad.
I'm joking.
It
I'm
was-
joking.
yeah, it was- we
That
loved
would be
it.
fun.
We loved it. You guys love the process. You like what
Yeah,
you
of
do.
course,
for
yeah.
sure.
Same thing.
100%.
No,
It's like that.
Yeah. It's
Only less terrariums. We didn't have a terrarium. We had a pinball machine.
Yeah. Our story is similar to yours, minus the success. I think that's the one critical ingredient.
So if we were to
missed
look around
out.
the room and look at something that might be holding us back today, what are we? If we're looking at things, potential obstacles to success, in this room, and do not include Garrett because he's doing a great job. I'm talking about inanimate things. What would we think it would be?
It's so hard.
Yeah, we shouldn't do guests. You're right. I
Yes, yes. Joke of the day. That's the new high water mark. I loved it.
Nice.
All right. Thanks very much. It's been good.
No,
Yeah,
that's
anyway,
amazing.
talk about the drink.
No,
Sorry,
no,
we got
we
off
did,
track.
we did.
We
Do it.
talked about the drink. It tastes
No, but come on, talk about like how you found
like
out this
it?
Roman thing. You're done with it.
Roman. Yeah, you're talking
Oh,
about
oh
wine
yeah,
and
yeah.
shit.
What was that
So you
about?
got
So-
the smelly thing. You're doing the.
I was doing some research on wine. I was about to write a show called An Idiot's Guide to Wine, which I still touring. It's a comedy show about wine. Anyway, so I just found this ancient formula for this stuff called Posca, and I was like fascinated that the Roman soldiers and the legionnaires used to drink it, and the Emperor Hadrian drank it, and Marcus Aurelius, and all those people. I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Gladiators, and I was like, oh yeah. And then it's something that came up in the research that said it was known for its great hydration benefits, and I was like, oh yeah, I do a lot of exercise. I might give this a crack. So I just kind of started making it at home during during
Holy
lockdown.
shit.
Yeah,
Sick.
yeah. I just looked at what other people had done when they'd been making a kombucha or something like that, and I was like, I'm just going to do that. Did it at home, and then when I got out, I went, I like this, and I'm going to make it. And I went away and got it formulated, kept it secret for about 2.5 years, didn't tell anybody. I threatened a few people, had to tell a few people, including my family, I'd kill them. That was probably...
But you know, that threat's getting
That had
empty
nothing
now,
to do with the
so-
drink, though. That was just,
It was just doing it on daily occurrence. That's part of his routine.
Kids, Dad loves you.
gotta keep him in line.
But it was a secret for years and years and years. And then I started working with some other people who got experience in the drinks industry, and they said, let's bring this to life. And it was like, all right, giddy up. And that's what we did.
That's rad. That's the point of success you need to do. Make a fucking sports drink.
Oh, now you're giving me fucking success lectures. Great, thank you. Jesus, this whole couch right here. See, this is why you're failing in life. The couch.
The best part is I managed to get you guys to turn on each other, not on me.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's what this show is about. It's just like, Merrick, I'm not as much of a loser as him. Please,
This is where I'm not as much as a loser.
It's like Lord of the Flies, but in an apartment. Why am I sweating? Is it warm in here? It is.
It is
a bit warm here.
Oh, I'm just excited. It's a good time.
You know that like stoicism is a huge internet trend at the moment, and all the Zoomers are into it.
Yeah.
Surely Marcus Aurelius is out of copyright. It's kind of like a Beethoven song. Nobody owns titles to it. Come on, that's your face, surely.
Yeah.
Marcus Aurelius's choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Become the philosopher king.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's look. He's
Look,
very
I've got to
popular
say,
for
it's a
a
better
reason.
name. What?
He's very popular for a reason, though. Like the stoicism
yeah.
stuff, but you know, I don't know. He wrote a book called Meditations, which has got a lot of great insights in. And I'm into stoicism, but like people who just like every time they talk, they have to give you a stoic quote. I'm just like, back down, bro. Back down.
Yeah.
Seriously, you need to just relax, get yourself a terrarium, find some friends, and not take.
You're describing his life, man. Because that's what he did. He used to quote Marcus Aurelius too much, and then eventually got one of those tanks and mellowed out a bit.
mellowed a bit out.
Yeah.
Realised
so
maybe there's
scared.
more to life.
Yeah, made his entire stand-up about Roman Empire.
Yeah, so you wrote. Yeah, so you wrote about Roman empires. Yeah, tell me about that.
What?
What inspired you to do that?
Huh?
What inspired you to write about the Roman Empire?
Oh, well, basically because I'm a massive Roman Empire nerd like every man on the planet is, as we found out from TikTok.
Yep.
And I discovered that on 2 of the stand-up shows. So the first one was that everything that I knew about Caesar was completely wrong, and I was sold a complete fairy tale myth about it. And there was very entrenched systemic reasons for that. And I thought that that should be unpacked, obviously, in the form of comedy.
Yep.
And I'm not proud of that show. I hate that show now.
No.
But the
It was a good
current
show.
one,
It was a good show. It was a good show. I don't know why you...
No, it was crap. But the second one that I've done,
Okay.
which is just being like, did you know that the Byzantine Empire, which no one even knows exists, is actually part of the Roman Empire? And obviously that is a commercial success, Merrick. Maybe you should come to me for some marketing tips, man.
A huge draw card to the female audience too.
Totally. Yeah.
Strong female
I
presence.
feel that. It's like basically like an ad for Lululemon when you talk like that.
Totally. But I do really feel like it's always just one for the boys. Every time I see a really dissatisfied woman in the audience getting dragged along by their boyfriend, it's just like payback. Payback for all of those lunches where you have to sit around and pretend to like your friends. Finally. That's one for the boys. And that's what that entire show should just be called.
It's
one for the
It's
boys.
a fucking, I tell you what, it's a fucking red-pilled show. There's lines in there that would make Rodney Rude blush, if I may say so. There's some shit in there that's like, whoa! And it's mad. It's fucking great.
And
Yeah,
it's
it is.
about Roman
I
Empire.
push it too far. I'm not going to air that one.
I wouldn't air that.
I wouldn't air
I would
that
send
either.
cancelled if
There's
I was.
honestly lines
But-
there where it's like, wow, it's you know when you see a show and you're like, well, it's good to see that someone can say that in 2024 and not be like shot like with the sniper, just bam, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, do you guys when you're writing comedy now as a you know a younger person, do you write through filters or do you just write and worry about it later on? You know, like sort of like like editing afterwards, or do you kind of edit on the run, as it were, and think about?
No, I just go in front of audiences. I note all the horrified faces on camera afterwards, and I think maybe I'll wind back that one. That's what I do.
He comes up with the most extreme thing that shouldn't be said, and the rest of the people around him will say how you could say this without getting canceled. He won't listen to it. He'll go on the show, he'll do it, and see that everyone's horrified, and then that's when the
Yeah,
actual
and then I'll
work
pretend
begins.
that it was my idea.
Yeah.
And that's the process.
Right, okay, it's an interesting process.
You know what I'm very interested with you guys
yeah.
when it comes to your stand-up, because Rosso does exactly the same thing, which is that, shock horror, you do stand up about something.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I am sick to death of going to stand-up shows. It is just, here's my little 5 minutes on religion. Oh, shock horror. I think that Christianity's lame.
Yeah. But to be...
This is like 20 years after Piss Christ? Yeah. How edgy is that, you know?
Piss Christ! Great reference. What is his name? Christoph, wasn't it?
I don't know. Was it?
Christoph was Piss Christ. The artwork that was so...
Is that the golden urinal? Is that what you're talking about?
There was a guy who he got an image of Jesus Christ,
That's
put
right.
it into some sort of vessel, and then added urine, and upset a lot of people.
That's
but anyway,
right. That's right.
yeah, well, I haven't heard that for a long time, but yeah, it's just, you know what though, you get to my age, you've got to write about a topic. I reckon you've got to find something, because you've done all the jokes about everything. You've done so many tours, you've done so many jokes. You've talked about growing up, you've talked about having kids, you've talked about getting married, you've talked about overseas holidays. Do you know what I mean? Like you've done.
But on top of that, everyone else has.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And it's, you know, the ability to find uniqueness in stand-up, I think is actually a real challenge. You know, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, you've got, it's to find uniqueness. Because more people are doing comedy now than ever in history. It's like the most amount of people doing comedy, whether or not they're doing it online or in a venue, there's the most amount of people doing comedy. So to find uniqueness is actually really, really enjoyable. Like I've preferred to do stand-up about wine, specifically because it's got the wine qualifications. I like to write about wine and get people to enjoy wine because no one else is doing it. And it just feels good because you just go, yeah, this is like, no one's doing this joke about Chardonnay because it's shit. It's a terrible joke and no one would be stupid enough to do it, but I'll do it. And I'll charge them money for it. So,
But that's a great asset. Originality is huge. I mean, you can say the same for music or something. It's just like to try to do something original is a massive asset. Because like, I mean, it's a big tirade we have where it's like a lot of comedians now, it's like fucking counseling. They're like, my dad's a dick because of this. What an idiot. And it's like, have a concept, try to explore a subject.
But what about
And it's actually exactly what Merrick's saying as well. A lot of it, I think, just comes from that whole, I am from this upper middle class inner city background.
I think you're right.
Here are my observations
Yeah,
about
it's a
my
bit
upper middle class
classist
inner
now.
city background.
Yeah,
It's but I'd rather listen to any class other than yours.
Yeah.
Literally any.
Talk
There's
about
a different-
trampolines or some shit.
There's a different school of thought, just to play devil's advocate. Some people say that your comedy should only be what you've experienced because that's the only thing you're going to be good at. If you start talking about topics that, like Roman Empire or whatever, you're not a historian, you're not, you weren't there. Whatever comedy you're going to come up with isn't going to be as hard-hitting as something that you've experienced yourself, which is why people talk about their dads and their council stories because that's what they've experienced.
I don't think you have to have qualifications to speak about a topic in comedy. I talk about sex all the time. I've got no idea what it is. I don't know how to do it. I've never been there. I'm not sure if it's a place. I don't know. But do I feel empowered to talk about it? Yes, I do. Yeah.
So we got an exclusive with the Daily Mail. Merrick's kids. He's actually a stepdad.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you got to speak from something that entertains you. I think, unfortunately, and I've done this. I reckon everyone does. You find something, and you write a joke because you made an observation, or something like that, and you do it. You're sort of like, do I really care about drive-through restaurants? Not really, but I've made an observation about them or something like that. And you go, all right, that's fine. But if you're really passionate about something and you can write comedy around something that you really do enjoy and you're passionate about, it's fire. It's great.
Yeah, it's way better. And you can definitely tell when the comedian is into what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's half of it, honestly. It's just them trying to draw you into it.
Yep.
The fact that you're holding your own attention means that the audience is in.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk more about, like, do a show about reptiles? Or glass.
That's the next show.
You could do your show. I feel contained in a glass vessel. That's your show. I am a snake.
It's an arty one.
Yeah, and that's really arty. I thought it was just going to be one of those shitty things that you go around in primary schools and being like, and this is a blue tongue, and I could do that.
John, tell Merrick the topic of your next stand-up show.
I'm embarrassed. He's going to make more references to
I
your
know.
aquarium.
You have
after,
to listen to this. It's progressively going down. It started with the Roman Empire.
So he is actually right. It is just weird being in front of a childhood hero of yours and then having to explain your life to that guy. It's like really, like all of your decisions are just under this terrible magnifying glass.
He's the most socially adjusted man in the room, so we're all getting
easily.
Oh my God, I feel so sorry for you guys.
Yeah. No, it's the very good lessons for
But
us.
you have to say it. Come on.
Okay.
Look to the stars.
Yeah, okay, all right. Like most stoners and most people that do own a terrarium, I naturally am going to fall into this Venn diagram. I am now convinced that the US government has several alien craft. No, please, government, Merrick.
Thanks for having us.
Merrick,
Thanks for
I can explain.
Cheers.
I'm sure it'll be less insane when I do.
You're like, the future of radio is fucked.
No, legit. I'm into this conversation. Kick it off. Go. Tell me. Go.
Really?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, so now all of a sudden
legitimately-
terrariums are cool, eh? Just come
Only
crawling
if
back.
you are hosting an alien in one. That is, if I turn around there as a guy and he's just waving a little bit with a little weird lizard arm, I'm going to be absolutely blown away. I'll be chuffed.
Bring out Terry.
Tell me, go. Tell me what you honestly believe.
In a nutshell, I think that there's way too many US military officials that have come out on their deathbed saying to their wife, I was part of a big cover-up program in Roswell or some other point where we got alien craft and then died. And it's like, okay, here's the options there. Either they use their last moments on Earth to prank their wives. Which, you know, if that was Merrick, maybe. You know?
Such a good move. It's a great move. I like that.
One last prank.
Or
Or they're telling the truth. Or there is a bunch of other government programs that for 80 years, the US government, for instance, would say, yeah, we're not even looking into UFOs. It's obviously conspiracy wacko theory. Then an investigative journalist named Leslie King came out and discovered that there is a government program that is even more top secret than the nuclear codes, which is called Project Moondust, which is, quote, a UFO crash retrieval program. And that's been running for 80 years.
Okay.
And it has retrieved shit.
Slash Bond
Okay.
film.
What?
Moon Dust sounds like a Bond
can
film.
I ask you a question, all right? I'm
Okay,
trying-
yeah, all right. I'm just going to have to brace myself for this.
This is the question.
What's happening? Okay,
Me
all right.
too. I'm so
You
ready.
ready for this? You are, right? You guys want me to
I'm
tee off
so
on this?
ready.
Karen's got a chub. He's so excited.
Karen's got a
Look,
semi.
he's moving around a lot. He's got to adjust.
He's going to slam him here. So, if aliens can make their way to Earth in a spacecraft so far beyond our ability to see them in advance, so far beyond our ability to detect them whilst they're traversing the universe, the known universe, if we can't get any idea that they are coming to Earth at any time, how come so many of them are so shit at parking? Because they keep crashing their cars into our planet. Like, what happened, guys? Did you build spacecrafts and forget the fucking landing gear? Like, I mean, was that it? One job, Borg, is that you would build a spacecraft, you can travel, because we know that for them to reach here, they must be able to master both space and time.
Yeah.
They've warped time to get here, most likely.
Yeah.
If they've done that, then why do they keep crashing into the Earth? It's like, oh shit, I did not expect to see that. Oh, you just came up on me. It's not a trolley at Woolworths, mate. It's a planet. What are you doing? So if they're that intelligent that they can do all of those things, but they just can't nail the landing.
It's a fair question.
All right, let's just replace the word alien with Paul Walker. Answer me
Gotcha.
that.
Huh? No, I'm with you.
Don't you reckon?
Who's that
Come
again?
on, like it's just like,
Fast
look,
and Furious,
okay,
bro.
we can sit there and say that we've mastered cars.
Gotcha.
We still have 1 million crashes a year.
Yeah, that's right.
And then on top of that,
Good.
they are detected consistently.
Good.
I'll give you a really
answer.
good
That's a good
example.
answer.
So like with Ronald Reagan's Star Wars program, 500 sightings a year that are just put under, say, like meteorite, and they just put it under meteorite. You go back and you look at what these meteorites are doing. They're entering the Earth's atmosphere. They're stopping about halfway between the atmosphere and the Earth's surface.
What?
And they're just hanging there for an hour.
Look
And
at
then
you
they're
up
fucking off in
for
the same
it.
direction. Yeah, what the hell is this? You're putting me in a very tough position there. You're just like, explain that. And then as soon as I do, you're sitting there being like, oh, okay.
This guy was a nerd in high school. Is that what that look was?
I was looking at you like, watch this. He's just going to keep going.
He's in a roll. He's in a roll.
It's a trap.
Yes, very alien themed.
You've come out of light speed too close.
Alien themed.
It's a trap.
Alien themed. Fuck. Holy shit.
I love that. Like you've got, and they're all good theories. I don't shoot them down. I'm not saying that they're not valid at all.
Yeah.
You just have the issue with the parking aspect of it.
I don't believe aliens are amongst us in the way other people do. I don't think aliens come from somewhere else. I think they're here. We are them. They're from a different time. That's what I believe. I believe
Okay, well, then you
humans
can't
have evolved
just
and
put this on
transported
me
back
and
in
say
time.
that I'm the insane one.
Nah, you're
What the hell
crazy.
is
You're
that?
crazy.
Huh? What?
That's crazier. That's crazier.
That's crazier than, I think they're just walking around in skin suits. I think you're one of them, probably.
No, he's saying it in a philosophical way, like, we're all aliens.
No,
man.
is Scientology way or philosophical way?
Yes.
Time transportation, right? So
Okay.
you've got two things that can happen from this day, right? We could evolve into a species with AI that we currently have to a point where we will be able to master time travel, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. With exponential growth with AI, that could happen. That's a thing that could happen. Or we could wait for another civilization somewhere very, very remotely that would then find a way to build the technology to travel to us after identifying us, come here and not take anything. Why they would just come here? Why would they just come here? If they're going to come here,
All right, I take it back. Yours is
they'd either
less
make
insane.
contact
Yours is less
or they take
insane.
something from us. But they're just here. They're just checking us out, like constantly needing to just update what we're up to. No. Why would they observe so passively? Why would they continually passively observe us? Because they are us. They've travelled back in time.
Damn.
You fuckwits, as if I think that's real. Oh my god! You ate that sandwich
Oh my
so
God.
hard.
I was about to say that makes more sense than what Jordan said.
Oh, that's so funny.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
We were all like, oh my god, the pennies dropped. And I'm like, no.
It was just the
I
Men in
was
Black
ready to jump in.
storyline.
I was
just
like,
turned
yeah,
the
that
radio
sounds
station
good. That's I want to go
God.
into this rabbit hole.
Such a good
I'm
reality
sad
check.
that you made that up.
Having said that, I believe that entirely.
Wait, well, now I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
I do too. Yeah.
What the fuck are you saying?
Does this come from your years of studying French existentialism?
I do like Albert Camus.
Yeah, see? Look at him.
How
It's
do you
just
know
fucking
that?
with our
He
heads. That's
knows-
all he's
yeah,
doing.
you
huh?
are fucking.
It's one of my favourite writers.
Yeah.
I don't even know
Isn't
him.
it so weird? He's just like, I don't know. He's like, yeah, I like cars and bullets.
Did he write-
And of course, for
Call
car,
me
you
the
know?
Renaissance man.
Did he write How I Met Your Mother?
Right?
I just don't know.
He wrote L'Estranger, which is a story which is The Stranger. It's an incredible story. But
Really?
he was a French existentialist who used to write about, from the point of view of knowing. It was very, very clever writer. Great writer.
You have had an interesting, like, what the fuck are you? You're such a weird mix of
I know, right?
things, dude.
I'm so weird, and yet I don't own a terrarium. So
Yeah, I don't know how he escaped it. What the hell
We've
happened?
established that's on the far end
Yeah.
of weird, but
No, I just have very, very diverse interests, and
Yeah.
I like doing different things, and that's
That's
why.
cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's your main focus? Like, you know how Rosso's is architecture. What's yours?
yeah, I've seen his
It's
show by
soldiers,
the way.
surely.
I watched some of his show. Have you seen his architecture show?
Yeah, man.
I watched some of it, and I was just like,
I've never
No,
been.
he watches,
Never been.
doesn't
well, I
have
don't
protest.
fucking know.
Yeah.
He's busy. He gets up at 4 a.m. and shit. But like, I watched like 2/3 of it, and I was just, it was one of those things where I was just like, yeah, interesting, nice. And then like about 2/3 of the way through, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm not gonna watch this. It's like two like late 30s. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is interesting, but I can't sit through a full ABC show about architecture. It's too much, you know.
Yeah, I think it's great.
It's
I
a
think
great- I
think
loved
TV
it.
shows
I
are
loved
brilliant.
it, but,
I've got friends of mine who are absolutely addicted to his live shows. They love going to see his architecture shows.
He's doing-
Love it.
I didn't
Yeah,
know they were
he
doing
does
that.
live architecture comedy shows.
It's just
and they sell out all the time.
Really,
Yeah.
it's just a weird
It's just
era for him. It feels like a weird turn to be like, hello, you're going to talk about, like Swedish modernism. It's like, just drink the beer, scull it quickly, you know? It's a weird change for him, I feel like.
yeah.
I'm sure that's what happens when you go to the live show.
Yeah.
They'll talk about it and then be like, "Now, who here wants to see me scull a beer?"
At the end, does he do that? Does he finish with it?
No, he doesn't. He should though. He
Would
should.
you
Yeah, it's not a
stoked if he
Merrick
did
show.
that?
Yeah.
I'd go and see it more.
I'd see the show, boy. Drink the beer. Just drink the beer.
Rosso, it's Mez. Drink the beer. Drink the beer. I'm over
And
here.
now, as is customary to the end of every one of my shows, yeah.
Skull it.
No, but that is what the fuck were we saying about him? I can't remember.
You were
guys
saying
are
that
the
you don't
best.
like his architecture show. That's what you were saying.
No, I think I was bringing it around to you guys are the best. You're just the best. I think it's just that.
Appreciate it.
Seriously though,
I think
yous
you
are the
say-
best.
No, but what is your thing? It is soldiers, isn't it?
What's my thing?
That's your thing.
He's got lots of things.
It's got lots of things,
well,
but
that's
there's
the
got to be a main thing.
Do you have a main thing? Exercise.
No, like that's again, it's just a thing. Like I
Yeah.
like challenges. I think the thing for me is I'm a polymath, and so you guys, I don't expect you guys to know what that
I
means.
don't. I definitely don't.
I'm a polymath, which just means I have lots of different interests, and I like to upskill myself in those interests. So if I like something, I'll go out and I'll get the qualifications, I'll get
Yeah.
the skills. If I do something, I do it very thoroughly, and I like to kind of invest in it. So like,
Are you serious? Or are you gonna
No,
go
he's
like?
serious.
Yeah.
He's a sommelier and is
Okay, okay.
I've got a
You'll-
boat license. I don't have a boat. I've got a jet ski license. I don't have a jet ski. I've got a motorcycle license, a car license. I've got RSAs for every state and every territory in the country.
No.
I'm a qualified wine expert. I'm a qualified wine judge. I'm a Barossa master. I've got. I'm a member of the Australian Institute of Company Directors. I'm all sorts of shit. I'm a member of a board. I do all sorts of stuff.
Dude, you're like me, but you follow through on the things.
That's the trick, mate. That's all it is.
I
It's
think
just-
about
it's
it
just
and
follow
then-
through.
Did you just say you're like me after all?
yeah.
I was thinking that in my mind.
Yeah, I thought about it.
But it's because you didn't know half of the things that he spoke about.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I thought about doing jiu-jitsu. I didn't do it.
Just like Merrick. So you see, we're not
That's
so
the second
different
funniest
after all.
comment today. All right, you guys are 1 for 1. That was brilliant. Oh my god! I thought about doing jiu-jitsu and then I did it. The end.
Yeah, that's why Rosso's like me, somewhat. Instead, I played Fallout 4 and ate cheezels, but it's no, dude, that's right. But in all honesty,
keep doing stuff.
I can tell personally. I feel like I can tell that you're that kind of person just with the energy you put out, and not unlike Jordan too. I mean, Jordan's like my nickname for him is the Energizer Bunny. He never fucking stops, but he's fucking on. Like he gets things done. He's got like 4 fucking YouTube channels. He's touring constantly. He's like a hard worker. So I just want to know how can you help me?
Do you want me to mentor you? Is that what you want me
Dude,
to do?
I will. Yes.
Yeah.
Can I just go on an exercise run with you and your wife, and you can whip me or something?
No.
Look, I'll say this, Merrick. That is a challenge that you will not fulfill. It's just no success there.
That's a challenge my wife is not prepared for me to do.
But Meg, you should get into self-help genuinely.
Into
Self-help, like you should encourage others to do well, and also maybe even
You'd be fucking good
for
at
money,
that.
like Tony Robbins or someone.
I do it. I mentor people. I mentor heaps of people.
Really?
Yeah.
But that's probably your charity. I'm saying like make it into a business model.
Oh yeah, I know, but
Wait a sec. When you mentor people, you privately mentor them?
yeah, I just there for people and help them out with their careers, with their stand-up comedians or radio announcers. Lots of radio announcers and young people who are younger than me who are doing, walking the path that I've already walked.
Yeah.
And so I just try to help them out and give them advice. And sometimes they have shitty moments where things, smack them in the face, and I just tell them, don't worry, I'll shut off a radio station. Whatever you've done, I've done worse, and that's about it.
That's amazing.
Just helps people, and that's male and
What
female.
was the moment in your life that you switched? So you were saying that when you were doing Triple J, you were drinking and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When did it all change for you, and what triggered it?
Nova.
Nah, probably when my dad died. To be honest,
Oh,
I don't want to get too
shit.
deep. Yeah, I
No,
mean,
no,
you
no, I
brought
didn't-
it up. Oh.
No, I didn't know.
Because he looks just like Carrot. Who's triggering me? No, look, in all
love that
seriousness,
we're
when my dad
laughing
died,
so
when my
quickly
dad
too.
died, it was an epoch, and it just
So all
changed
you have
things.
to do is kill your dad, and then
No, I didn't kill him. He had cancer. He was doing it on his own.
There's other ways to
How
do
old
it.
were you when he died?
I was in my early 30s.
Fuck, that's tough, but
Yeah, and I was really close to my dad, so it was pretty brutal. But I just kind
Sorry,
of had
bro.
a bit of a step back and had a look at myself and went, you are not who you should be. And I looked at other people who I admired, and I thought, well, I can be more like them, and just kind of just made some changes. And then I looked at other people, and I realised that the reason why I was able to benefit and I was able to change is because some older people who were in the industry had given me good advice, and they'd given me time and actually kind of invested in me a little bit. And I was like, oh, well, I should do the same thing. So then I started looking at it, and I believe that, if you're in a position, you should always have a mentor and a mentee, right? Somebody should be mentoring you. I have mentors. Somebody should be mentoring
Howard.
you. That was pretty funny. That was pretty quick.
You want my advice on energy drinks?
He looks like it's a hydration drink. And he looks like he could have a hydration drink.
Oh, he could do.
He could do
about 10 of
like,
them.
like
Yeah.
a sponge. I
Dude,
could pour
that'd
it
be
on.
a fucking funny spokesperson in a BP, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The choice of John Howard.
Half V, half Red Bull. Yeah, that's his drink. I don't know what I'm saying.
But that's really cool. That's really inspiring to hear that.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, it's good because if you help people out, then you feel like you're in balance. Right? If you're just taking all the time, I think people who work in show business particularly, and they take, and they don't give anything back, it's going to come back and bite you. You've got to give back. You've got to recognise your mistakes, recognise your opportunities, and see what you can do to help people. Because it's an awesome job, right? What we all do, we're sitting around in front of microphones. This is sticks, right? We're talking into a stick. 300 years ago, if 4 people sat around and talked into sticks, they would have burnt us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We would have been strung up and murdered,
Yeah.
right? Because we'd be called crazy lunatics or heretics or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's a gift. So,
Totally.
to do that, I think you've got to acknowledge that, and you've got to try and put a bit in balance as well.
It's so rare in showbiz
it's
too,
true.
because there's this famine mentality.
Yeah.
Everyone ends up thinking like, whatever the other person is doing, I should have been doing that, or I should have gotten that opportunity.
Yeah.
So there isn't a lot of helping out. Even if it is, it's on like a very social networking level.
Yeah.
It is.
I didn't think we cold emailed you when we were at the radio, being like, "Hey, Merrick," and you're like, "Who the fuck is this?" I don't know if you know, that was like, but that was before.
Oh, yeah.
That was me.
Yeah,
Me
I
and Jordan
remember that.
cold emailed you, but
Did I email you back though?
I think you were like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then we got scared and didn't respond.
I would have been being a smart ass for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that like,
I got
What did you
because
say?
you guys like were honestly like, you probably go on shows and people, I don't know, Sunrise. I assume you go on Sunrise and they just talk shit. And, a lot of those commercial people just be like, "Oh, I love you. You were great," and they don't know shit about you. Like legitimately, like me and Jordan listened to you in like high school. From I think you were on since we were in year 7 till the end.
Yep.
We saw your show at the Enmore. You and Rosso
yeah.
the show. We were both there with Harrison Wood. Remember? So.
Yeah, that was a weird combination, wasn't it?
It was.
2 fans and then some
the
like
Hillsong
Christian cultist was like,
Yeah.
"I'm just happy to be around
See,
other
that
people."
was your,
What a great person to take to a show though.
yeah, that was your cross section of fans,
I like that.
weirdos,
I like
Hillsong kids.
That's I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it was
That's
really cool, man. It was really cool. Like I feel like Nova. I actually wanted to ask how you transitioned and got into Nova, because like I mainly
money. It was, they came at us with a big bag of it, and they
Fuck
said,
yeah.
"Well, this is more money than you'll ever get paid at the ABC. What do you think?" And I went, "I like it."
personally I like it.
I like
I don't know why, but there's something that
After considering all the factors,
speaks my inner artist.
What about personal integrity and cultural influences that you have with music and other people in Triple J? And I was like, yeah, money. Money.
You like see these
you
voices.
raised
Was
a
there
good
a
point.
catch with the money though?
There's always a catch. We're going to commercial radio, but to be honest, it was not really actually about the money. Like
Yeah.
I make jokes about it, but it was because Rosso and I had an opportunity that I don't think anybody's had since, which is to go to a radio station that never existed until you speak on it.
Was
No,
that the
that-
first?
We were the first
Fuck
words
me.
ever spoken on the
That's-
entire Nova network. Were Rosso and
That's
I.
pretty cool.
I forgot.
yeah, I
about
remember
that.
listening to that.
I forgot about.
I remember
that.
it,
Rosso
and then I
was
think you guys
the
just
first
paid
one.
out the highway.
Yeah,
that was
we
it.
would have. We would have done something pretty lackluster.
I feel like it kept the Triple J vibe, because it was still the same thing. It was still like two mates trying to make each other laugh.
Yeah.
And the audience is kind of along for the ride. And if they weren't there, the feeling I got was you'd still be having the conversation if the fucking lights weren't on.
Yeah,
If
totally.
You know what I mean? It's like two mates
Yeah.
having a conversation, and if the audience is lucky enough to be listening, it's like they're lucky enough to be listening.
You know what I was amazed at on commercial radio? The fact that these guys, I distinctly remember it. It was like 6:30 in the morning when I was waking up for school once.
Jesus, that's
And
it.
you guys obviously were being paid by McDonald's to talk about how awesome McDonald's is. And then Rosso just gets on and says, like, if you want bland, and I mean truly bland Mexican food.
Oh, don't bring this up.
Yes!
What? Is that a thing?
Why?
It's a thing.
What?
It was a huge. Keep going.
Oh, I want to hear this.
No, that's just what happened. Then you guys paid out how
Macca's?
bad the El Maco was for 5 minutes and then left. And it was, again, one of those moments where he's turned off the station and I thought, but that shouldn't happen. You're not, how are you allowed to do that? They're paying you to be on air. I don't get this. And then that was it.
That's what we refer to as the El Maco incident. That was a big thing.
Really?
No one ever brings that up. But
this is
Rosso
a-
and I know about it. the El Maco incident.
Because this is on Nova.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened?
We really upset
You
McDonald's.
weren't green shoots either. This was not
No.
like a year or two into it. This was years. This was like you're the prime of your career.
I think.
How did you not know this?
This makes me really happy. Just for the.
There was part of the quote was, the geniuses at McDonald's have done it again. something, the blandest food you've ever had, the El Maco. and I was so dumb. I was laughing my ass off, just going, that is so true. That is so funny. And then I might have doubled down and said something stupid about shaker fries. Anyway,
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Read the room, Merrick. And I didn't read the room properly.
Shaker
and
fries.
we got off air, and it was a big deal. It was
What
a
happened?
big deal. I think we lost them $1 million.
Whoa.
I wish that was a joke. We cost them $1 million.
Oh my god.
I think we repaired the relationship with time because there were some people there who go, look, you know. it's
What,
not
Ronald
really-
McDonald? Fucking.
Well, for starters, it was an ad. We're meant to do an ad. That's not an ad.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it all got so wrong, but anyway, we apologised, and they were good about it in the end.
Yeah.
But it took some massaging, because I remember very clearly somebody explained to us that we cost the company over $1 million, and we were like, "Is that a lot? That feels like a lot."
But you cost Nova or Macca's that much?
Nova.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I reckon they made Macca's $1 million
probably did,
from
yeah,
that. Surely.
yeah.
Yeah, everyone went out and bought El Maco.
They
Of
would have.
course
They
they
would
did.
have.
Yeah.
I want one now. I'm feeling shaker fries vibes right now.
Yeah, me too.
But at the time, I
No,
think
it's the
it
old
cost them
Graham
$1 million.
Kennedy thing.
Yeah.
You talk about how shit the product is, everyone wants it.
Yep.
But then why would Nova
And that's
lose
why-
the money?
But that makes sense because, like, when you guys were doing the radio show in Litgo, did you also pay out Macca's on the?
Wait,
on
look,
the-
let's
No,
be-
no, no,
I'll
no,
be-
no,
I'll
no,
be
no.
honest with you.
No,
We
no.
were just-
Our version of that was Miss Love went on a tirade about not a tirade. He just went on and talked about how good LJ Hooker was for 5 minutes, just being like, LJ Hooker's so good,
I just
helped
got a
us out
mortgage.
helped us out with finding our house. And then just before we went to the break, I said, yeah, that's great, but our sponsor was Richardson and Wrench.
Oh.
And then he just talked up their competitors
Yeah.
for 5
that'll
minutes.
upset them.
And then again, he's sitting there just being like, I can't believe we were fired.
We
Like,
had a
it's-
few moments where I think we were subconsciously channeling a bit of your guys.
Yeah, this is
vibe.
what I'm getting now. After hearing
Yeah.
all these stories, these guys have been paying a homage to your life.
Yeah, like
and
we
miserably
no, it
failing
was the
at
best.
it.
Like I get, sometimes, like we go on mic.
Well, it wasn't so much that. It
It
was honestly just the guideline of the fact that, look, the less you care in this medium for some reason,
Yeah.
that works.
Yeah,
there's two ways to go with radio. I think there's the Kyle and Jackie O model of just making everything larger than life, and you're hanging out with celebrities on millionaires' yachts. You've got that sort of version of escapism.
giving Westies 10
and then
grand.
you've got this version, which is just Merrick's version of like, here's your segment for you. I'm not talking.
That's the funniest thing. That's the third funniest thing today. I haven't done anything yet. There's a lot of pressure on me now.
No, you've done very well.
That was funny.
We did a call it once. We were bored and we said we were just like because we ended up replacing. What are they called? The dudes I don't like that much. Hamish and Andy. We were replacing Hamish and Andy.
And you're really throwing a bunch of Australian
Yeah, it's
icons
like-
under the
Oh,
bus.
whatever. I'm calling it, but yeah, like we replaced them on the drive home, and
Was it all part of the same network? Was it? Was it part of CA?
It was all Move FM.
Oh, okay.
No, it was SEO. It was SEO.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah,
I've got no idea.
my bad. Yeah. But anyway, at one point we're just like, yeah, fuck it. 9/11 was an inside job. We all know it. Call in if you disagree. And we got in a lot of angry calls. A lot of boomers being like, how dare you? And we're like, it's entertaining though, isn't it?
Look, honestly, I really do think that it was pretty much just the fact that you guys... I can't believe it. I can't believe that you completely reshaped the entire format of radio. And honestly, when you look at America, nobody's figured it out there yet. Some of the podcasters have. But it's like almost unique to you guys. I think that's it globally. When you listen to anything else, there's not really that same attitude, that same
You're the best thing in the
lackadaisical-
country
Because-
that ever was and ever will be.
I do honestly think that, like, in terms of our
was fucking
generation,
so
the
good.
3 celebrity radio stars, which, let's be honest, I remember someone saying this years ago, but I think it's very true about Australia. Look, television doesn't really exist here. There's Sunrise, and then there's that show after Sunrise, which is basically just a Daniel's Direct ad, and then there's Peter Overton, right? Like, that's pretty much it on television.
It's dying, yeah.
If you are a creative, talented person, like in America, you'd move to television. Here, you would move to radio. And I think that out of our generation, what really shaped like the flavor, I guess, like our Australian version of what The Simpsons was, something that kind of like holds the entire country together, and everybody can kind of mention those things. It was Merrick and Rosso, Hamish and Andy, and Kyle and Jackie O. Those are the shows. There's nothing really on television that really, maybe Summer Heights High. That was it, you know?
No, I think there's some good shows. Like, I think Rove's show was a really good show. Like that really
Rove was radio on television.
Yeah,
don't
that's
you
right.
reckon?
I felt like it kind of worked. I really liked
Yeah,
that
no,
show.
Rove was
That felt
No,
like-
Rove was a very where were you when kind of show.
yeah.
That's true.
No,
yeah.
Rove was cool.
But
That
I
had
know
that.
what you're saying though. You know,
that's
I
true.
kind of get it. But I think what it is, and maybe that's what Rove's show was great with, was that those shows are all very inclusive of the audience, right? Really inclusive. Like, you feel like the audience can participate and they can contribute and they can be a part of it. And I reckon that's probably one of the facets that would kind of maybe link them, is that people felt very engaged and bonded to the shows because they felt like they could turn around to their friends and talk about it, and their friends would know what they were talking about. Right? Whereas, like with podcasts, you can talk to your friends. You say, "Oh, did you hear the latest Huberman lab?" And people just go, "What lab?" You know. But for Huberman fans, that's like they know exactly what you're talking about. But it's a bit more fractured now.
No, totally.
It's a bit more universal.
Yeah. And there was definitely that inclusive thing that really did stick you together because, honestly, Triple J days, I would wait all week to hear Tight Ass Tuesday and Hello Australia.
Yep.
I've never done this since.
He's a bigger fan than me.
I would turn on the radio when I went home. The little shitty bathroom one that you have in the toilet. And just listen to the crackly of you guys.
Do not tell me that you're in the bathroom listening to us. I
don't know why I said that. I really didn't need to. But
sick.
Just lathering himself
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
Tight Ass Tuesday.
Mum, where's the Nivea? Where's the Nivea, Mum?
you know that Tight Ass Tuesdays is my cleaning day.
It puts the lotion on its skin. Don't put the lotion on its skin.
This psychotic future killer sitting there being like, yes, Australian suburban moments. I too can relate to this. Those segments really held the country together. I'm telling you, they were things of need. They were memories.
Right.
Was there rivalry between you guys and Hamish and Andy?
No. We're at the time, different times of the day, different shows, just different cities, different everything. It's just very, very different.
There was never even a little bit of you that was like, well, we're better than those guys.
Rosso
Their real competition was, of course, Jonesy and Amanda.
Yeah,
You know,
they were brutal towards Jonesy and Amanda. Some of the shit they used to do to Jonesy and Amanda.
Who?
Oh,
Hamish
Hamish and Andy
Were
used to
they?
target them.
Were they?
No!
Oh.
They're lovely guys.
I don't fucking know.
He doesn't know who Jonesy and Amanda are, that's why.
Well, I thought.
Hello, if you're listening from Connecticut, Jonesy and Amanda.
I just love the idea of Hamish and Andy like doing hard pranks on people.
Rosso and I were always like, we were never ever competitor focused. We never looked at other people and thought, let's do that, let's be that. We never had a model that we didn't listen to radio really. Like, we listened to music on Triple J, but we weren't listening to Triple J shows going, we want to be like them. We weren't of that culture. We never listened to commercial radio before we worked on it ever. So we just did things our own way, and we were just always like, we didn't care if it was successful or unsuccessful. We didn't care if it was commercial or non-commercial. We just cared about making each other laugh, and that was it.
That's how you do it. You should write a novelette.
Man, I spoke to him yesterday. Rosso and I were having a chat yesterday. And like within 30 seconds, I was pissing myself laughing like we used to in the old days. And it was just, it's unreal. It's a great bond.
So
awesome
good.
bond. Yeah.
It's a special thing when you.
Yeah.
And it is a special thing. It really is a special thing.
It's like
in the sense that, like, it seems like, I hear this all the time, that big commercial stations are still trying to lure you guys back with ever-increasing paychecks.
Are they?
I will take the cash. Rosso and I are definitely for sale.
It is time.
Get
Bring
out,
them
you
back.
bring them
Boot
back.
off whoever
Bring-
the fuck is on.
Bring
there
them
now.
back. Get a massive bag, backpack full of cash, we'll
Yes.
take it.
Yes.
I don't think you're getting a big bag anymore. I think those days are dead.
Yeah,
I don't think they
so.
are. I think
Nah.
they still just get ludicrous amounts of money.
Dude, fucking
Well, but
Kiss
I think
FM
it's
make it
because
some
like
money.
they're overfunding these people if they're getting ludicrous amounts of money.
No, that's definitely what's happening, but it's there. That's what I'm saying. The money is still in commercial radio.
Matter of
not as
time,
much.
yeah.
Not
No?
as much. No, not as much. Not like it used to be. There's not as much money to go around, and it's unfortunate because it's not that people like Rosso and I shouldn't be the ones taking it. What is a shame is that money is not filtering down into younger people
Yeah.
trialing it.
Totally.
Young women and young men who want to have a chat, be friends, be on radio, and share that experience.
Look, I
It's a
know, I
shame.
get that,
It's
but
true,
you know
though.
what I've realised? You know
Because
what
the
I
young
think? I
men and
honestly
women
just
kind of
think that-
suck these days. Like I'm sure there's good ones too.
us.
Yeah,
But,
that's
like,
what
a
I'm
lot
saying.
of
Like,
them
dude,
do
we
suck.
all suck.
And we're-
That's the
we're
problem.
worse
It's just like
version
we're a
than you.
shitty generation,
Straight up.
and it kind of just ended with you guys. I think that's it. It's just like, nah, just you guys go on, and again, in your 50s, pretend that you're in your 20s. That's it.
We need you while you're still alive and here. Just go on radio and never stop, please.
I'm telling you,
Whilst
this
you're
is
still alive in here, mate. I'm not 75.
That's what I'm saying. I want you on for 50 more years.
50 years. Jesus
I want
Christ.
Merrick and Rosso on
Back.
at 100.
American
being like,
Rosso on 2GB.
Oh,
Yes!
That fucked cackly sound.
Yeah, get on 2GB.
Anyway, after the El Maco stunt, how do we pay out hip replacement therapy?
yeah.
No, you know what? We were told by management not to say anything bad against my Lanta, but we're going to. It's not our preferred antacid.
I want you there. I want you on it like 110 years old, being like, these new hobby boards, they're supposed to hover. They barely fucking hover. They barely
we'll
hover.
Get there. We'll get there. One day we'll go
Yeah,
back.
where were you when Merrick broke his ankle on air?
And like in the old days, we do something stupid, like you do a stunt or something like that. Like I had Randy Couture choke me out once in the studio. Like, yeah, man, like proper unconscious choke me out in like proper sleeper hold UFC
Oh my
style, right?
God.
And now, like somebody would come into the studio and they'd give me a prostate exam. That's how things have shifted. That's where it's changed. UFC chokeouts from Randy Couture into a gentleman with a rubber glove, making sure that I've got good prostate health. That's where my life is now.
Do you think there's more freedom with podcasts? Like, would you say it's a natural?
definitely.
So, would you say it's like a natural progression?
Yeah, I think it's really good at progression. I think podcasts are excellent because I think it gives a lot of opportunity to people without boundaries. But unfortunately, there are a lot of podcasts that should just stop. There is heaps of podcasts where I hear them and I just go, oh, you know what? Like
don't need this one, do you?
either put some effort in and have a crack, or just don't. But you know what? The thing is, you don't have to listen to them, so it's not a problem. But majority I hear, I'm just going, yeah, man, get around it. People are good. I don't like polar podcasts where people just go on crazy rants about aliens and shit. That stuff's it's just drivel. Why do I feel that this podcast has been turned into a two-parter? It's because
No, it
it's
hasn't.
gone-
We're
it's-
all
no,
done.
okay, yeah, we should probably get out of
It's
here.
gone for 2 hours and a 45
Yeah, we're really
Yeah.
sorry. We
No,
were
no,
having
you're
fun.
right,
We
you're
were
right.
having so
This
much
is
fun.
part 1 of 10. So we'll. No, I'm joking.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Everyone,
Mate, I would love to have. We'd love to have you back on if you want to.
thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Merrick, for
Thank
coming
you.
to the show.
Thanks for having a chat to me. It's
You
really
are
nice.
supremely interesting and funny, so we really enjoyed ourselves. And if we went on for too long, that's because we were just too into it.
No, you guys are great. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Genuinely, thanks to your audience. If you've listened this far, fuck it. No.
They do. I know. Yeah.
Wow.
Some of
good
them
on you.
have. Some of them have.
Yeah.
Make
thanks for
sure
coming
you
on,
go to.
man.
Can we buy these online?
Yeah, you can buy them at PoscaHydrate.com.
Okay, so there'll be a link in the description box. Make sure you buy some, get some for your family. It's Christmas time, and if not, then go to your local convenience store and get it.
That's great. Thanks
Yeah.
for the ad.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
No, thanks heaps for coming on, man.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.